Good morning, everyone. How are you, all of you? Hello, students. Audio video clear? Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Okay, so in last class we understood rain problem. Today we will discuss river boat problem. Okay, so today's topic is river boat problem. So right heading river boat problem. Okay, so river boat problem, rain problem. Already I explained in last class that these are the example of relative motion. Okay, and relative motion means two motions are there. Like in rain problem we understood that a person is moving and rain is falling. So two motions are there. One is that motion of the man and another is rain is falling. Similarly here also river boat problem means river, river will flow, yes, okay, and boat or person can swim, that person can swim, okay, in that river. Okay, so two motions are there. One is person is swimming in the river and another is river is flowing, right or not? So how river flow? You all know river flow in horizontal direction, right? River flow in horizontal direction like this. Okay, so we can draw here that this is the river flow. Okay, so river flow direction is I cap. This is what river flow, and this is boundary. Okay, this is boundary. Now tell me one point. If anything we drop, plastic object, suppose we drop water bottle we thrown in the river, so what will happen with that object? What will happen? Send your response. If anything we drop, float object we drop in this river, then what will happen? What will happen? That object also flow with the river. Agree or not? That object, that plastic object or that float with that object will flow with the river. That object will flow with the river. Agree or not? Yes, flow along the river, right? So anything we drop means that object is not moving by itself. That object is moving due to the river. Agree or not? So that object motion is due to the river, and in which direction? Along the river flow. You all agree or not? Okay. So one thing we understood, let velocity of the river equal to u. So whatever object if we throw in the river or if we put in the river, then that object, that float will move along with the river with the same speed as river speed. Okay, so this thing we understood, right? Now second example, boat is there. Okay, we are not doing anything, we just release the boat, then what will happen? That boat also move along the river flow. Agree or not? Okay, So all the objects which are in the river, they are getting velocity due to the river and in the direction of the river speed, river velocity. They are moving. Okay. So if this boat is not moving by itself, then it will move along the direction of the river flow that we understood. Is it clear or not? You all understood? That suppose here is the boat. Now if this boat is not moving by itself, its velocity is 0, then what will happen? This boat also move along the river flow. Due to river speed, it will move. Yes, we understood it. Okay. Now second point. So you can write here, if boat, write this point because it is very important. If boat is not moving by itself, then it will move along river flow. Agree? Okay, so we understood this point. Now next point. Next point is, if boat also started to move, then what will happen? If boat also started to move, then what will happen? This boat is suppose moving in perpendicular direction, in this direction. Suppose, just example. Then what will happen? So now two velocity. One is, now this boat has two velocity. One is due to river and one is due to its own. Agree or not? Okay. So if this boat, suppose in second case, this is water. Okay. Now this boat started to move in this direction. This is the direction of velocity of boat. So we know this boat already has velocity due to the river flow. Along the direction of river flow, it has velocity. Okay. By itself, if it started to move upward, then what will happen? It has now two velocity. One is along river flow, that is u. Okay. And one is due to itself. Now it will move finally along the resultant of both velocity. One velocity this side, one velocity this side. So finally it will move along the resultant of both velocity, and this is the resultant. Agree or not? So ultimately this boat will not reach where? At this point. Where it will reach? It will reach here. Is it clear to all of you? Very interesting point. Boat itself is moving in perpendicular direction, but where it is reaching? It is reaching here. Why? Because this boat, okay, due to its own velocity, it is moving up, but due to the river, it will move in along the river flow also. Yes. So due to these two velocity, ultimately it will move along this direction, and finally it will reach here. It will not reach here. Is it clear? So final point is this one. This is final point, right? And this is resultant velocity. This is what? This is what? Resultant velocity. We call it resultant velocity. Is it clear or not? This is the direction of velocity of boat. This is the direction of speed of the velocity of the river. Due to velocity of river, this boat also get this velocity. So finally it will reach here, not here. This is very interesting point. All of you understood or not? Okay, very good. Now we can understand it by this example also. Suppose a swimmer is there. Now this swimmer is swimming in this direction. Okay. So where this swimmer will reach? This swimmer will not reach here. Swimmer will not reach at opposite point. Swimmer will not reach at opposite point. Where it will reach? The swimmer will reach here. Why? Because due to the river flow, along the river also this swimmer will move. So ultimately two velocity, this is the velocity of swimmer, okay. This component due to velocity of river, okay. So finally resultant is along this direction, right or not? So finally swimmer will reach here. Is it clear? Okay, so we understood this point that here only swimmer is not swimming. Swimmer velocity is affected by the river velocity. So we have to find out here resultant velocity, resultant of swimmer and river, both we have to find out, and ultimately it will move along the direction of resultant velocity. So in this riverboat problem, what we have to find out? So finally swimmer move along the resultant velocity direction, resultant of what? This is the resultant of swimmer velocity and river velocity. Okay, we understood it. Is it clear to all of you? Now students, we understood the theoretical part, that how finally this swimmer will reach at which point, that we understood. Now which type of question will come and how to solve the questions, understand that point. This is just a theoretical part, that generally we think that swimmer is swimming in this direction, so this swimmer should reach here, but no, it will not reach here. It will reach some other point. Why? Because its velocity is affected by the river velocity. This point I explained till now. Is it clear to all of you? Okay. Now which type of question will come, understand. So here actually what we have to do, which type of question will come, how to understand them. To understand these basic concepts, suppose, just an example, suppose that this swimmer is swimming in this direction. Suppose we are taking here this example, that this swimmer is swimming in this direction and this is vertical direction. This is vertical direction, okay. Now what we have to do, we have to break this velocity along the vertical and horizontal, because two direction, one is horizontal direction, one is vertical direction. If we want to cross the river, then we have to move perpendicular, vertically. Agree or not? If we move along the river flow, we can't cross the river. To cross the river, we have to move perpendicular. That's why here two directional motion, horizontal river flow and perpendicular. Okay. So this is vertical direction and this is horizontal direction. This river is flowing like this. In this direction river is flowing, and river speed I already assumed u. Okay. So here this is the speed of the swimmer v, and this angle suppose theta, angle made by the speed with the vertical theta. Now take component. Do you know how to take component? Do you know how to take component? If you know, then give this answer, that what is the component of v along this direction? What is the component of v along this direction? What is the component of v along this direction? Send your response, I am waiting. You don't know how to take component? If you know, then give me answer. Because vector and differentiation, all these classes taken na? Yes. Some students know. Okay. To understand, actually if you don't know, then understand this point. Only in one line you can understand it. Okay. This is the direction. Along this direction we want to take component. Then component will be cos theta, v cos theta. Along which direction? From which this velocity is making angle theta, along that direction component is cos theta, and perpendicular to this direction. So perpendicular to vertical, horizontal. Component is sin theta. Here cos theta, here sin theta. Is it clear? So this component is v cos theta and this component is v sin theta. Agree? So here two component, one is v cos theta, another is v sin theta. What is v? This is the velocity of the swimmer. U, speed of the river, already we understood it. Okay, now you can see here that we have velocities in two directions. One is in vertical, another is in horizontal. Now tell me one point, very simple point. Give me the answer. Give me the answer, send your response. Tell me that due to which velocity this swimmer will cross the river. Due to which velocity this swimmer will cross the river. Due to which velocity this swimmer will cross the river. Send your answer. Send your answer. V cos theta, very good. Some students are saying resultant, some students are saying v cos theta. But actually answer is v cos theta, not resultant velocity. One student is sending a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. Arre, no. Use your mind, okay. Just think, tell me due to which velocity this swimmer will cross the river. So your answer is v cos theta. Cross means, already I explained this point, that cross means perpendicular. So if you want to cross it, so you should move perpendicular, and perpendicular velocity is v cos theta, not v sin theta. Due to v sin theta, no role of v sin theta in crossing the river, because v sin theta will move. Due to v sin theta, the swimmer will move along the river flow or opposite to it. In this case, this due to v sin theta, it will move opposite to the river flow. Agree or not? So here only due to v cos theta this swimmer will cross the river. Okay, we understood this point. Now how much time it will take? Next question, how much time it will take to cross the river? Can you tell how much time? Can you tell how much time it will take? No one is responding. Array, time formula you don't know? Time formula is distance by speed. So if the swimmer will cross, yes, very good, very good. One girl, and this Chakri also sent correct answer. Okay, very good, very good. Now, yes, actually here it is delay, na? Okay, that's why I thought that you are not sending response. Okay, okay, very good, very good. You all are sending correct, very good. So how much time this swimmer will take to cross the river? So to cross the river means it will cross like this. Okay. Now if it will cross like this, so how much this swimmer should move to cross the river from this point to this point? How much? W. So distance traveled by swimmer is W. Okay. And due to which velocity it is crossing the river? V cos theta. So time is distance by speed, distance W and speed is V cos theta, so W by V cos theta. Is it clear to all of you? So how much time it will take? W by V cos theta, right? Some students are sending W by V. W by V is not correct. Why? Because already I explained that completely this V is not contributing in the crossing of river. Why? Because this V crossing means like this. This V has two components, one is along perpendicular, one is along horizontal. So this horizontal component is not contributing in crossing, only which component is contributing? V cos theta. That's why here time will be W by V cos theta. Is it clear? Okay. So here first question they ask how much time swimmer will take to cross the river. So time taken to cross the river. This is first question, है ना? First question they ask time taken. So time taken is distance by speed. Distance is W. And which speed by which speed it will cross? V cos theta. Okay, we understood this point. Is it clear? Now actually here we are solving a general question. General question means if any question will come in exam, to what they will change? Only this theta. So this formula will work for all the question because only what can change here? Theta. In some question they can give theta 30, 45, 60 like that. In some question they can give theta from this velocity of swimmer can be this side or this side. This is only the difference. If it is this side, then this horizontal component is opposite to river flow. If it is this side, then its velocity component, horizontal velocity component is along this direction. So it is along the river flow. These only are the possible questions. So this formula will work for all the question in case of time. Time formula is W by V cos theta. Okay. Now next, sometime they ask horizontal displacement. Horizontal displacement means from here this swimmer started. Now where it will reach? The swimmer may reach here, 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 right or not? So this point is just opposite point. Agree? This point is just opposite point. Except this point, if this swimmer reaches here, means it travel something in horizontal direction also. Suppose if swimmer reaches here, right? So from and initial position is here. So in horizontal direction, how much it traveled? So in vertical it traveled W, and in horizontal this much. Agree or not? Suppose swimmer reaches here. So in vertical it traveled W, then this much in horizontal. Agree or not? Okay. In which case this swimmer may reach here. In which case, if this V sin theta is greater than U, because due to U swimmer will move this side, due to V sin theta this side. So ultimately which side? Due to U swimmer will move this side, due to V sin theta this side. So ultimately in which direction it will move? It depends on their magnitude. If U is greater, then ultimately it will move along the river flow. If this V sin theta is greater, then ultimately it will move in this direction. And if both are equal, then both will cancel out. It will not move along horizontal direction. Very interesting point. If it will not move along horizontal direction, means where it will reach? It will reach here, because horizontal displacement is 0, because both velocity cancel out. If V sin theta, this case is very, very important. If V sin theta and U both are equal, then both will cancel out. Okay. If both will cancel out, to no horizontal velocity. If no horizontal velocity, to no horizontal displacement. So ultimately this swimmer will reach here, and finally here this swimmer will stop, because no horizontal displacement. Is it clear? This is known as minimum path, because swimmer is crossing the river. So in all case, vertical displacement must be how much? W. Agree or not? Okay. So minimum this vertical displacement is how much? W. Now what can change? Only horizontal displacement. If horizontal displacement become minimum, so total path also become minimum. So shortest path means which one? In which swimmer finally reach where? Here. That is the shortest path. Right or not? So sometime they ask in questions, what is the condition of shortest path? 1 point. Second point, shortest path is also can be asked in different way. What is that? What I said, from here it is started, finally reaches here. So in this case, no horizontal displacement. So they can ask like this also, what is the condition of 0 horizontal displacement? Otherwise, like this straightforward words, that this swimmer reaches just opposite point. So this is just opposite point. So all three are same. Understood? Okay. So horizontal displacement is how much? Horizontal displacement formula is how much? It is horizontal velocity into time. Horizontal velocity multiplied by time. Now horizontal velocity is how much? Horizontal velocity is how much? So already I explained you that this swimmer velocity and this river velocity both are opposite. So if they are opposite, so how much it is? If V sin theta more, then V sin theta minus U. If U is more, then U minus V sin theta. If both are equal, then both will cancel out. But we will write only one, V sin theta minus U. Okay. opposite to river flow. So horizontal displacement is how much? Horizontal displacement, we write it by x. This is horizontal velocity into time, and horizontal velocity v sin theta minus u multiplied by time taken to cross the river. Which time it is? This is time taken to cross the river. And already we calculated time taken to cross the river, how much? W by v cos theta. So these two questions can be asked. Both formula I explained. Now we will move on conditions. So first condition they ask, this is important, है ना? First condition, minimum time condition. They ask question like this: when swimmer will take minimum time, in which direction swimmer should swim so that the swimmer should take minimum time. Okay, so how to find? Time formula is this one. Now understand, if time taken is minimum, if this time taken is minimum, so this must be higher, this must be less, and this must be higher, right or not? If this time is minimum, then this value must be very high. Cos theta must be very high, and you know cos theta maximum is 1, and cos theta is 1 when theta equal to 0. So theta must be 0, cos 0 1, that is maximum. If it is maximum, then time minimum. So very important point, that this theta must be how much? 0. And you know what is theta? Theta is angle made by the velocity of swimmer with the vertical. If theta 0, then if this theta 0, then swimmer is moving vertically. Okay, to minimum time condition, swimmer should swim swim in which direction? In vertical direction. Swimmer should swim in perpendicular to river flow. Perpendicular to river flow. Perpendicular to perpendicular to river flow. Means this swimmer is swimming along this direction. This is velocity of swimmer. Completely V is along the vertical direction, so that by its complete velocity will contribute in crossing. Already I explained you this point, that here in this case, here I explained you this point, here only I explained that this V sin theta is not contributing in crossing, V cos theta only contributing in crossing. So if completely V is along the perpendicular direction, then this complete V will contribute in crossing. That's why if it will take less time. Okay, so this swimmer should swim along perpendicular to river flow. This V must be perpendicular to river flow, and you know this is the direction of river flow. So U is river speed, right or not? And this V is swimmer speed. Already here I wrote V is velocity of swimmer and U is the speed of river, right? So ultimately, don't think that swimmer is swimming in this direction, so swimmer will reach here. Already I explained here that this swimmer is not moving by only its own velocity. To velocity of river also impact it. Okay, so ultimately this swimmer will move along the resultant of both. So finally swimmer will reach here. Is it clear? So in this case time will be minimum, but path is not minimum. This is the path. So time is minimum, but path is not minimum. And in this case, finally it reaches here. So we can say that this is what? This is horizontal displacement. Horizontal displacement is x. So here x is horizontal displacement and this w is vertical displacement. So total displacement how much? X horizontal and w vertical. Is it clear? So this x value is how much? How to find x value? Easily we can calculate. X value is again horizontal velocity into time. Horizontal velocity is u only because v is completely perpendicular. Here theta value 0 na? Theta value 0 here. If theta value 0 then sine 0 0. So this horizontal velocity becomes 0. Okay. Notes in Telegram. You are not getting notes in Telegram? Huh? Arey, we are sending notes in Telegram. Again check. You will find there. Okay. Students are saying, some students are saying no sir, some are saying okay. If again we will send, okay, those who are not getting, join Telegram group, and again today also we will send once again. Okay, so this u is river speed. So here in this case this swimmer finally swim in this direction, and in horizontal direction only one component, that is u. Okay, so this horizontal displacement is how much? Horizontal velocity into time, and time formula already we calculated, w by v cos theta. Theta is 0, cos 0 1, so w by v. So here time is minimum, and minimum time formula is T minimum equal to w by v. This is minimum time formula. So horizontal displacement u into time, that is w by v. This is x. Is it clear? To both point you have to remember here x and time. Clear? Okay, so we understood both. Now last case, shortest path. Okay, and remember swimmer is swimming perpendicular to river flow, but finally swimmer will reach here. Now shortest path, this is last condition. Shortest path we can say, otherwise we can say horizontal displacement 0. Sometime horizontal displacement is also known as horizontal drift. This is 0. Or finally swimmer will reach just opposite bank. Swimmer will reach at just opposite point. So what is the condition? Understand, this is river Okay, this is river flow direction. Okay, now what is the condition here? That swimmer should reach finally here. Agree or not? So finally here means this must be the direction of resultant velocity, because ultimately it move along the resultant. This is not the direction of velocity of swimmer, it is the direction of resultant velocity. Okay, means no horizontal displacement, and if no horizontal displacement, so horizontal velocity must be zero. So already I explained you that when horizontal velocity will be zero, if this u and v sin theta both are equal, then both will cancel out each other, then horizontal velocity will become zero, and finally it will move perpendicular. Okay, so very interesting that the swimmer should swim in this direction. This is velocity of swimmer, and this angle we can calculate. This angle is theta, this component v cos theta, and this component v sin theta. Okay, if horizontal displacement 0, so horizontal velocity must be 0. So its condition is horizontal velocity must be 0. If it is 0, then u and v sin theta both will cancel out each other. So when they will cancel out, if they have same value, to put v sin theta equal to u. So here sin theta equal to u by v. This is our condition. So finally, at which angle swimmer should swim? Sin theta equal to u by v. Then swimmer will reach here, x value become 0. Is it clear? Theta we calculated, time you can easily calculate. Time formula already we discussed. Time formula is w by v cos theta. Whatever theta you calculated there, put that theta, you can calculate time. So in this case, time value is w by v cos theta, and this theta you have to calculate from this relation and put here. Is it clear, all of you? Understood or not? So students, we completed this river boat problem. Okay, so this river boat problem completed. You understood or not? Send your response. Is this class helpful for you? You understood the concepts or not? Okay, one student is saying 10 point out of 10 point. Very good. Means students are giving points to us. Time changed now. Great. Okay, thank you. So now chemistry class. Bye bye.
Hello, good morning students. So yesterday we have discussed about nomenclature of alcohols. Just we started nomenclature of carboxylic acid, but due to some problems class does not take place. So that's why we start again from carboxylic acid today. Okay. Do you remember all about nomenclature of alcohols we have discussed yesterday? Good morning all students. So again now we'll start from nomenclature of carboxylic acid. Okay. Of carboxylic acid. So first point is, which group is carboxylic acid? if we write COOH, that group is called as carboxylic acid functional group. So it is C double bond O, OH. And how we represent this carboxylic acid? OH, and here which group is present? Either alkyl group or hydrogen can also be present. So remember, whenever we write representation of carboxylic acid with COH, either any alkyl group is present or hydrogen can also be present. Now secondary suffix used for carboxylic acid is oic acid. What is used? Secondary suffix used is oic acid. Now next important point is, whenever we have to select parent chain, in parent chain always COH will be considered in the parent chain, and numbering always starts from which group? COOH. So what is important point? That numbering always starts from COOH. So this will always get number 1. Now after that, if any multiple bond is present, so next priority is given to multiple bond, and after multiple bond, next priority is given to subsequent. So this is very important, that numbering always starts from COOH. But we will not discuss about prefix now. We are discussing only carboxylic acid. So only one functional group is present, so that will come in only suffix. Clear? Now you have to tell what is the simplest carboxylic acid possible or smallest carboxylic acid possible. Tell student, we have to tell which is the smallest carboxylic acid possible. Smallest carboxylic acid possible. What is formula? So in place of R, simplest what we can write? Hydrogen. So simplest possible is HC double bond OH. Clear? So this is the simplest carboxylic acid possible. Now how many carbon atoms are present here? Only one carbon atom. So for one carbon atom what we write? Methane. And secondary suffix is oic acid. So what is IUPAC name for HCOH? It is methanoic acid. Clear? And if you have to write common name, this common name we have to remember. For HCOH, what is common name? Formic acid. Common name for HCOH is formic acid. Now next example, if we take CH3 COOH. Now how many carbon atoms are present here? 2 carbon atom. Now for 2 carbon atom, tell what is word root for 2 carbon atom? Eth. And single bond between carbon and carbon, so ane ends with oic acid. So what is name of compound? Ethanoic acid. And what is common name for this compound? Common name for this compound is acetic acid. Here, what is common name? Acetic acid. Here, so these two are simple example. These two common names you have to also remember. Formic acid and acetic acid. Now let us move to some other question where any substituent is present. Then we have to write name. So I am writing structure. You have to attempt this and tell answer for this. What is question? I am not writing hydrogen, only carbon I have written. And now try to tell answer for this compound. First select the parent chain. How many carbon atoms are in parent chain? Tell answer, how many carbon atoms are in parent chain? Butanoic acid. Now here what is present? Substituent is also present. So first select the parent chain. Numbering always start from COH. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now check, total number of carbon atoms in parent chain are 4. Now next you have to tell, is there any substituent present in this compound or not? Any substituent is present here? Yes, which is substituent here? Methyl. At which position it is present? Third position. So if we write name for this compound, at third position substituent methyl, so prefix we have written. Now secondary prefix is completed. Now next is for 4 carbon atom, what is word root? But. For single bond ane ends with oic acid. Whenever only one COH group is present, it is always present at first position. So no need to specify number of carboxylic acid. So directly name will be 3-methyl butaneoic acid. Any doubt in this? We can write easily. Now next is, if we take COH. In next question, you have to tell how many carbon atoms will be present in the parent chain. You have to tell number of carbon atoms present in parent chain. Three-methyl butanoic acid. Select how many carbon atoms are in parent chain. Students are saying 4, 2, 3. Listen. Now, if you write COH will get number 1. This will get number 2. Now, after functional group, next priority is given to multiple bond. That multiple bond should also be included in the parent chain. So, this will get number 3. Here, so remember this. Now, there are two possible cases. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we move to 1, 2, 3, 4, double bond is not included in the parent chain. And if we move 1, 2, 3, carboxylic acid, functional group is also present and double bond is also present in the parent chain. So this is correct. Now we have to write name. Now tell what is name of substituent present in this compound. So tell what is name of substituent here. This is substituent. For 2 carbon atom, what is substituent? Ethyl. Very good. At second position, what is present here? Ethyl. Now, if we write name for this compound, at second position a substituent is present, ethyl. For 3 carbon atom, what is word root? Prop. At second position, what is present? Ene. And next is oic acid. And if we do not write this 2 also, then also it is correct. Because in 3 carbon atom, if first carbon is COH, then double bond can only possible between second carbon and third carbon. So if you only write this 2-ethyl, prop ene oic acid, this name is also correct. There is no need to specify number of double bond also, because if only there are 3 carbon atom, at first carbon COH is present, so double bond can only be present between second carbon and third carbon. Clear? Now next example you have to tell. If I am writing COOH, molecular formula is H2C2O4. IUPAC name you have to tell for this. Now 2 COH are given, it is called as dicarboxylic acid. Tell name for this compound. 2 COH are present. Try to find out answer. Common name you have heard about this, oxalic acid. It is dicarboxylic acid, but if you have to write IUPAC name, so for IUPAC name, we have to write numbering 1, 2. 2 carbon atoms are present in parent chain. If there are 2 carbon atom, what is word root? Ethane. Single bond is present, so what we write? Ethane. Now why we are writing this E? Because what is coming here? Dicarboxylic acid. So D is not a vowel. So directly what we write? Complete ethane. And next is dioic acid. And common name for this compound is oxalic acid. What is common name for this compound? That is oxalic acid. Clear? So there are many dicarboxylic acid. Important is their common name. They can ask these questions that what is IUPAC name of adipic acid. So if we know that common name, how to draw that structure for dicarboxylic acid, then only we can write their IUPAC name. So I will tell you a trick how to write nomenclature for dicarboxylic acid, common names. So it is very easy to write dicarboxylic acid. Only with sequence we have to remember Ohm's gap. O M S G A P. This sequence we have to remember. What is sequence for dicarboxylic acid? Ohm's gap. Now write down here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are number of CH2 units between two COH. Dicarboxylic acid means how many COH groups are present? 2. So between two COH, how many CH2 units are present in sequence? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what is O? O stands for oxalic acid. O stands for which acid? Oxalic acid. M stands for malonic acid. S stands for succinic acid. G stands for glutaric acid. A stands for adipic acid. And P stands for pymalic acid. So this sequence we have to remember. What is sequence? Ohm's gap. Remember this. O stands for oxalic, M stands for malonic, S is succinic, G is glutaric, A is adipic acid and P is pymalic acid. Now how they will ask question from this? They will write that write IUPAC name of succinic acid. IUPAC name of which acid? Succinic acid, and let us write two questions, and adipic acid. Here. So first we have to draw structure for this succinic acid and adipic acid. Now let us check here solution I am writing here. So first in succinic acid, S stands for succinic. How many CH2 groups are present? 2. So first write down 2 CH2 groups. And how many COH groups are present? It is a dicarboxylic acid, 2 COH group. So it is easy to draw. Now can you tell IUPAC name of this compound? Tell IUPAC name for this compound. The structure which is given, succinic acid. Student, do not write unnecessary message. Tell answer for this. Find out how many carbon atoms are in parent chain. Then write word root, primary suffix and secondary suffix. Butane 1, 2 dioic acid. So this is correct, butane dioic, but numbering is not correct. If you write numbering, both COH will be considered in parent chain. So word root is 4 carbon atom. But here if you check COH are present at which position? First position and fourth position. So what is name for this compound? It is butane 1, 4 dioic acid. So if they ask what is IUPAC name of succinic acid, so what is IUPAC name? Butane 1, 4 dioic acid. Okay. Next, if we take adipic acid, in adipic acid check how many CH2 units are present? 4. So now if we draw structure, 4 CH2 unit, 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many COH groups are present? Dicarboxylic acid, so 2 COH groups are present. Now tell IUPAC name for this compound, second structure. For adipic acid, what is IUPAC name? Write down name for IUPAC name for adipic acid. Hexane 1, 6 dioic acid. Very good, correct. So how to write name? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Total how many carbon atoms are present? 6 carbon atom. So what is word root? Hexane. Hex is word root, ane is primary suffix. Then 1, 6 dioic acid. Clear? So remember this, hexane 1, 6 dioic acid. Clear? So it is easy to write IUPAC name for dicarboxylic acid. First we have to draw the structure, then we have to write the name. So remember this sequence, Ohm's gap 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Here. Now this is nomenclature for carboxylic acid. Now let us move to next topic, that is nomenclature of aldehyde and ketone. So first we discuss rule for aldehyde and ketone, and then combined question we will do on aldehydes and ketones. So next topic is nomenclature of aldehydes. So first you tell which functional group is aldehyde. Students, tell me which functional group is aldehyde. Not suffix, I am asking which group is aldehyde functional group. Al is suffix. So what is it? Is CHO. Very good. ROH is not. ROH is alcohol. CHO is aldehyde. So which functional group is aldehyde? So very important. This C double bond O is called as carbonyl. C double bond O group is called as carbonyl group. Now in carbonyl, if we fix one hydrogen atom, this CHO is called as aldehyde. Now here what is one valence is vacant, either it can be R or it can be H. So it can be written as R or H, and next is CHO. So whenever you get CHO, then that is called as which functional group? Aldehyde functional group. And secondary suffix used for aldehyde is al. Now there is difference. For alcohol what we use ol, OL, and for aldehyde what we use AL, and numbering always starts from CHO. Numbering always starts from CHO. Same like carboxylic acid. In carboxylic acid numbering is started from COH, and here numbering will start from CHO. Clear? Now you have to tell which is the simplest aldehyde possible. So tell which is the simplest aldehyde possible. Formula you have to tell, not IUPAC name, only formula. So in name you are telling correct, but is formula for that? Simplest aldehyde. No, CH3, CHO is not. It is HCHO. Because CHO is fixed. Now on this side, what we can add at one valency? Hydrogen can be added. So which is simplest aldehyde? HC double bond OH. This is simplest. And what is name for this one carbon atom? So it is methane. And for aldehyde, what we write? Al. And what is common name for this? Common name for this compound is formaldehyde. Here, what is common name here? Formaldehyde. Here. Next is, if I write, next homologue of aldehyde is CH3CHO. What is name of this compound? CH3CHO. Tell IUPAC name. It is ethanol. Very good. Two carbon atoms are present. So word root is eth, single bond is ane, ends with al. And what is common name? Acetaldehyde. Common name for this is acetaldehyde. Clear? Now next if we take, I am writing CH3, CH2, CH, CHO, CH2, CH3. Now you have to tell how many carbon atoms are present in the parent chain. First you have to select the parent chain and tell me how many carbon atoms are present. Tell number of carbon atoms in second example. How many carbon atoms? Somebody is saying 5, 3, 4, 5. Now listen, in case of functional group, always we have to consider CHO as first carbon. So it means in parent chain CHO will be included. So this is number 1. Now next if you move to in any direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And how many substituents are present in this compound? Tell me how many substituents are present. Which substituent is present here? At second carbon, this group is ethyl group. What is present here? Ethyl. So what is name of this compound? At second carbon, what is present? Ethyl. 2-ethyl. For 4 carbon atom, but. For single bond, ane ends with al. So what is name of this compound? 2-ethyl butane al. Correct. Many students are saying 2-ethyl butanal. Very good. So easily we can write names. Next I am giving you 2 questions. You have to tell answer for that. Next example is, now I am writing bond line representation. So this will be a good question for you. You have to tell answer for this one. And next I am writing now these 2 structures you have to tell IUPAC name. First you have to identify which functional group is present. After finding functional group, then select the parent chain and then write IUPAC numbering. So both are good questions. Try to solve. Tell answer of first part, first question. First, identify which functional group is present. Identify which functional group is present. Two ethyl butane al. Now first thing is we have to identify which is functional group. So here if you check C double bond O, so it means here hydrogen is present. Because carbon has 4 valency, double bond oxygen, 1 carbon and then 1 will be hydrogen here. So this is aldehyde functional group. So for aldehyde numbering start from CHO. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now why we have taken this? Because multiple bond is also included in the parent chain. Now tell me how many prefixes are present here? Substituent 2. At 4th position 1 carbon atom, what is name? Methyl. At second carbon atom 2 carbon atoms are present as substituent. So what is name here? Ethyl. And one is given methyl and one is ethyl. Now tell me, very important point, if more than one substituent are present and if we have to arrange that in secondary prefix, we have to write in alphabetical order. Which will come alphabetically first, methyl or ethyl? Which will come alphabetically first, M or E? E will come first. So first we have to write name for ethyl. So it will come at which position? Second. So 2-ethyl. At 4th position, methyl. So what we have written here, complete prefix is completed. Now next we have to write word root. Word root for 6 carbon atom is hex. What is word root for 6 carbon atom? Hex. Now here single bond is not present. What is present? Double bond. So at 5th position what is present? Ene. And for aldehyde it is al. So this is named 2-ethyl, 4-methyl, hex, 5-ene al. Clear? Now identify. Any doubt in this? It is simple. First selection of parent chain. Clear? So name will be, compound is 2-ethyl, 4-methyl, hex, 5-ene al. Now identify in second structure how many carbon atoms are present. In second one, how many carbon atoms are present? Number of carbon atoms, Sushant, you are telling butane. How to learn studies, not understanding, sir. And if you listen carefully without typing, then you can understand. Otherwise, you will be wasting time here. How many carbon atoms are present? Only 2 carbon atoms are here. So here it is CHO. Here also CHO. If there are 2 carbon atom, 1 comma 2. So for 1 comma 2, how to write? Word root is eth. Now there is single bond. So ethane 1 comma 2. For 2 aldehyde group, what we have to write? Diol. All subject. Ethane 1,2 diol. This is correct. Very good. So what is name of this compound? Ethane 1,2 diol. Now important is common name. Now common name for this compound is glyoxal. So some common names you have to remember. So for ethane 1 comma 2 diol, what is common name here? Glyoxal. Clear? So these are some examples for aldehyde. So easy examples similar to carboxylic acid. Numbering will start from CHO group. So IUPAC name is ethane 1,2 diol and common name is here glyoxal. Next, if we move to nomenclature of ketones. Now you have to tell, sir, where we use common name. Now common names is, next one is saying, sir, we can write ethane diol. Also we can write ethane diol, because if only 2 carbon atoms are present, then it is always present at first position and second position. You can write this as ethane diol also. Some more example. I will take more example after combining both aldehyde and ketone, so that from structure you can identify which is aldehyde, which is ketone. So first we write for some rules for ketones, then combined questions we will do. Here. So first is ketone. Which functional group is ketone? C double bond O. On both sides, which group is present? Alkyl group. Now very important part, we cannot write hydrogen here. On both sides, what is present? Alkyl. Either same alkyl group can be present or different, R or R dash, or both are same, R or R. Now secondary suffix used for ketone is on. Secondary suffix used will be on. Now next point is, its nomenclature is similar to alcohol. First we have to select the parent chain and numbering is done from that end, so that C double bond O will get the least number. Now numbering does not start from C double bond O. Numbering will start from any end of the carbon chain, so that C double bond O will get the least number. So first we have to select the parent chain containing functional group. Parent chain containing functional group. So it means C double bond O carbon will be part of the parent chain. And second point is, numbering is done in such a way from any end, so that C double bond O will get the least number. Numbering is done in such a way so that C double bond O will get the least number. Will get the least number. Clear? Now you have to tell that if we write ketone, simplest ketone formula, how many minimum carbon atoms are required to write simplest ketone? How many minimum carbon atoms are required? Is numbering start from functional group? No. In case of ketone, numbering start from any of the ends, so that C double bond O will get least number. So minimum carbon atoms required for ketone is how many carbon atoms? 3 for single bond. So which is simplest ketone? CH3, C double bond O, CH3. Tell me what is name for this compound? Name for this compound? Common name is acetone. Very good. Now how many carbon atoms are present? 3. So for 3 carbon atom, propane, and secondary suffix is on. Now no need to mention number, because if there are 3 carbon atom, if it is ketone, then double bond oxygen will be present only at which position? Second position. So it is propanone. And what is common name? Common name for this compound is acetone. Here. Next, I am writing 2 or 3 examples. You have to tell IUPAC name for these compounds. First example. Second. Third example. Fourth example. So these 4 questions we have to attempt for ketone. So if you identify at every C double bond of what is present, carbon, carbon is present. So all are structures for ketone. So first give me answer for first example. This one CH3, C double bond O, CH2, CH3. 3 methyl. Oh, there is no methyl here. Students are saying butane 2-one. Butane-one. Now, if you write 4 carbon atom, double bond is only present at second position. If you shift this double bond, then numbering goes from this end. So here also no need to specify number. If you directly write 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is name here? Butane 2-one. Clear? So this is simple, butane 2-one. Now move to next part. What is name for next compound? Select the parent chain and do numbering from that end so that substituent will get the least number. Pentane 2-one. Correct answer. Pentane 2-one. Very good. Now in this second example, we have to write numbering from that end so that double bond oxygen will get the least number. So 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now we have to specify the number for ketone because it can be present at second position or it can be present at third position. So what is name for this compound? Pentane. At second position what is present? One. Or it can be written as 2-pentane-one. Both names are correct. Pentane 2-one or it can be written as 2-pentane-one. And if we move to next part, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if we give numbering from this end, 1, 2, 3 from both sides, what we are getting? Number 3. So what is name here? Pentane 3-one. So or you can write this as 3-pentane-one. So this will be same 3-pentane-one. Clear? Now move to next last example. You have to tell first tell me how many carbon atoms are present in parent chain. Try to tell answer for last one. This is very important. You have to tell how many carbon atoms are present in parent chain. Sushant, many students are saying 3-ethyl pentane 2-one. So first we have to select the parent chain. Now for parent chain, numbering start from this carbon. 1, this is double bond O. 2, it will get least number. Now this is 3, 4 and this is 5. If we move here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On both sides, how many carbon atoms we are getting? 5 carbon atom. Now at third position, which substituent is present here? Ethyl. So what is name for this compound? At third carbon, ethyl. For 5 carbon atom, pentane. And at second position, what is present? One. So what is name of this compound? 3-ethyl pentane 2-one. Take this. Any doubt in this last part? 3-ethyl pentane 2-one. Here. Now here what is given? Simple expanded form is given. But if we write bond line representation, then how to solve? Now one last question I am giving from ketone. I will write bond line representation and you have to tell IUPAC name. Clear? Write down bond line representation. One example is this one. These two are simple questions, but what is written here? Bond line representation is written. Try to write answer. Sir, can we write nomenclature of ketone in cyclic form? We can write. But first we do simple questions on this functional group. We are not going into detail of nomenclature. It will take so much time. But if we remember these open chain compounds, then we start in class 11th when we start complete nomenclature. Then we discuss all these. This is bridge course, foundation type of course. So first tell me how many carbon atoms are in parent chain of first one? How many carbon atom? 4. So if we check, this is ketone. If you write numbering from here 1, 2, 3, 4, double bond oxygen will get number 2. But if you write from here 1, 2, 3, 4, so 3 is least or 2 is least? 2 will be least. So numbering start from here 1, 2, 3, 4. Now for 4 carbon atom, what is word root? But. At third position, what is present? In. And second position, what is present? On. But if you do not specify a number, then also this is correct. So it will be but, in, on. Now why this is correct? Easily we can draw structure from this name. Because if we write 4 carbon atom and on, so double bond oxygen will be present at second position. If at second position double bond oxygen is present, then multiple bond is only possible at which one? Third position and between fourth position. So if you write but 3 in 2 on, or if you directly write but in on, both options are correct. Here there is no need to specify the number. Now what about second one? Tell about second. How many carbon atoms are in parent chain? Is there any substituent present or not? First select parent chain. 3-methyl butane on. Four carbon atoms, not 5 carbon atoms. So numbering will start from here 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is substituent at third position. So what is present here at third position? Methyl. Next is butane. At second position, on. And if I directly write here methyl butane on, then it is also correct. Now why this is correct? Because if we have to draw structure from this methyl butane on, first what we take? Word root, 4 carbon atom. Now ketone is only present at which position? Second position. Now one methyl substituent. Now methyl substituent can only be present at which position? Third position. So if I only write methyl butane on, then it is also correct. We can easily draw the structure. And if you write 3-methyl butane 2 on, that is also correct. But this one is good one, methyl butane on. There is no need to specify the number. Clear? So in today's class, last 2 classes, what we have covered? Nomenclature of alcohols we have covered. Next is nomenclature of carboxylic acid, aldehyde and ketone. So in next class, we'll practice question on all these 4 parts from alcohol to aldehyde and ketone. Okay. So students, you can join the Telegram channel of Shri Chaitanya Goshala campus. There you will get all updates of NEET as well as these lecture notes, all the information. And subscribe this channel also so that you will get all the informations about this and share this videos with all your friends. So in next class, we'll start questions on this nomenclature. Thank you for today.
Hello, good morning students. Good morning all of you. How are you all? Enjoying nicely? Okay, good morning. Good morning students. Yes, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Okay. I'm fine, I'm good. Yeah, Venkata Shivakumari. Yes, I'm fine, I'm good. You can look at me. How am I looking? I'm good. Thank you. Okay. Did you read yesterday? Did you complete the yesterday's cell organelles? Okay, which cell organelles we have done? Butterfly. I am Geeta. Yes, very good. So with quick questions, some 2-3 questions, later we'll proceed to the today's cell organelles part. Yes, Pinky, very good morning. Okay. So yesterday I have discussed about the cytoskeleton. Then cilia, flagella we have discussed, and then I have told you about centrosome. Okay, centrosome is made up of 2 centrioles like that. Yes, yeah, cytoskeleton. Now you tell me, in all these 3, cytoskeleton, cilia, flagella and the centrosome, which are the common components, or what is the similarity between all these 3? Cytoskeleton, cilia, flagella, centrosome. Similarity. What is the similarity? Microtubules. Very good, microtubules. Yes, Vasanti, very good. Correct. So in the cytoskeleton also you have microtubules. In the cilia and flagella also, they are also made up of microtubules. Centrosome, which is having 2 centrioles, that are also made up of microtubules. Very good. Correct. Then among these 3, cytoskeleton, cilia, flagella and centrosomes, which provides locomotion for the organism or for the cell? Locomotion. Options are same things. Cytoskeleton, okay, cilia, flagella. Yeah, in botany only. Cilia, very good. Cilia, okay. What about flagella? Only cilia, na? Yes, cilia and flagella, very good. Cilia and flagella. So these are the locomotory structures present in the cells of eukaryotes. Correct. There is one cell organelle which is involved in cell division among these 3. One is involved in cell division. Is it cytoskeleton? Is it cilia or flagella, or is it centrosome? Centriole. Okay, good. Centriole, centrosomes, very good. Cytoskeleton, it will form microtubules will form the spindle fibers. In the form of microtubules, it is involved. The correct answer for that cell division question is centrosome. It is involved in cell division, centrosome. For that question, this is the answer. It is involved in cell division. Cytoskeleton components are involved in cell division. Okay, microtubules are involved in cell division. Okay, can you tell me the arrangement of microtubules in eukaryotic flagellum? Eukaryotic flagellum is made up of how many microtubules, or that array? I have used the term array. The options are, is it 9 plus 0, 9 plus 2, 9 plus 9, 9 plus 3? Eukaryotic flagellum, 20. Okay, very good. 20. Now, here I did not give you 20 option. Very good. 9 into 2. Yes. 9 plus 2 arrangement. It is not into, yeah, 9 plus 2 arrangement. 9 plus 2 array, eukaryotic flagellum. Same options. Prokaryotic flagellum. Is composed of which array? Same options. 1. Very good. 9 plus 0. This is for prokaryotes. This is for prokaryotes and 9 plus 2 is for the eukaryotes. I hope all of you understood. Yes, 1, 9 plus 0. Very good, very good. Very good. Correct, correct. So now tell me one more. Prokaryotes have locomotory structures. What are the locomotory structures in prokaryotes? Cytoskeleton, cilia, flagella, centrosome. Which one? In prokaryotes, very good, very good. Yeah. Sairaj, it is not cilia. Deeptika, correct. Flagellum, yes. Yes, flagellum. I have written already here. Prokaryotes have flagella only. There are no cilia. No cilia in case of prokaryotes. Only flagella. Yes. Eukaryotes will have either cilia or flagella. Never both. Yesterday I gave you examples for flagella containing organisms. One at least I must have given you. Flagella containing organism. What is that? Is it amoeba, paramecium, euglena? Which one? Flagella containing organism. Flagella containing organism. Option 1, amoeba. Flagella are present in? That is the question. Paramecium, euglena, then fungi. Flagella containing. Very good. Euglena, third one. Yes. Flagella containing organism is euglena. Very good, very good. Good. Okay. Now, so far in all the cell organelles, so far whatever the cell organelles you have learnt, 3 euglena, correct. So, next question. Okay. So far in all the cell organelles what you have learnt. Next question. Amembranous cell organelles are. Amembranous cell organelles. Or ribosomes, centrioles, centrosome, all the above. You can see the question. Amembranous cell organelles. Very good. All subject corner. Yes, yes, 4. Madhu Reddy. Yes, 4. Yes. All the above is correct. Because ribosomes, they don't have any membrane. Centrioles also, they don't have any membrane. And even centrosome is also not having any membrane. So, all the above, they don't have any membrane. Okay. Same options. Next question. Amembranous cell organelles of animal cell amembranous cell organelles of animal cell. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one? I'll remove all of the above. I will give the option more than one option is correct. You have to tell me out of these which ones. All the above. Correct. All the above. Now the question is changed. All of you see clearly. Amembranous cell organelles of the animal cells only. Animal cells only. That means they are present only in the animal cells. It's not 4. Yes, very good. 2 and 3. The question is for only. Ribosomes are present in other cells also, right? So the options 2 and 3 are correct. Options are 2 and 3. Yeah, only in animal cells. Next question. Amembranous cell organelles of all living cells are the same options. Same options. Yes, Lekhya, very good. Jayashri, very good. Teju, very good. Yes, Lekhya, yes, yes, yes. Amembranous cell organelles of all living cells are only ribosomes. They are present in all the cells, all living cells, whether it is a prokaryote or eukaryote, animal cell, plant cell. They are present in all living cells. What are the amembranous cell organelles present in all living cells? Ribosomes. Not forama, only ribosomes. Especially in animal cells means centrosomes and ribosomes are present. But only present in animal cells means centrosome and centrioles. I hope all of you understood this. Yes, very good. The last question. Centriole is made up of dash microtubules. (20, 25, 27, 30. Centriole. Yes, very good. Not G's. Yes, Radha, 27. Very good, very good. Most of you, yes. Okay. It shows 9 plus 0 array, but they are triplets. Triplets. 3 will be there. So it will become 27. Very good, very good. Good answers. So 9 plus 0 arrangement of microtubules will be there and they will be having 27 microtubules. Very good. Good. Let us go to the today's topic, that is cell organelles. Okay. Very good. Let us proceed to today's topic, nucleus. So all of you can see here, this is the structure of the nucleus. Structure of the nucleus. You can see in this will be generally present in the center of the cell. There might be one nucleus per cell or more than one nucleus per cell will be there. For example, you know paramecium. Paramecium will be having like this, generally 2 nuclei will be there. But in our cells, we have only 1 nucleus. But there are some cells where nucleus are absent also, nuclei are absent totally. For example, if you take RBC, in our body only RBC, red blood cell or corpus cell, that RBC doesn't have the nucleus at maturity. Even in the plant cells also, sieve tubes are there, at maturity they lack the nucleus. So like that, some cells will be having the nucleus, some cells will not be having the nucleus. If they don't have cytoplasm also, then they are said to be dead, like sclerenchyma. But RBC and sieve tubes, they are the living cells, but they don't have the nucleus. Generally, all the cells will be having, living cells will be having 1 nucleus, but there are some organisms which are having more than 1 nucleus also, example paramecium. Okay. Now, this nucleus was actually discovered by Robert Brown for the first time. Robert Brown discovered this. It was described by Robert Brown. Discovered and described by Robert Brown. And this nucleus, as I told you, it will be generally there in the center of the cell if it is an animal cell. But if it is a plant cell, the nucleus is pushed towards a side and the vacuole will be occupying the center of the cell. So whatever it is, generally when we take the other cells other than plant cells, it will be occupying the center of the cell. And this is the largest cell organelle so far. Sometimes it is considered as largest cell component. Some people will not accept that it is cell organelle, but you have to learn according to NCERT. It is also cell organelle because it is present in the cytoplasm. So the largest cell organelle. Okay. After this, in the animal cells, mitochondria. If you take the plant cells, after this chloroplast and then mitochondria, that is a sequence. And the smallest cell organelle, ribosome. Largest is nucleus, smallest is ribosome. If you take the order, chloroplast second one and the third one is mitochondria according to the sizes. Okay. So now in this nucleus, 1 nucleus may be there or many nuclei can be there. This nucleus will be stained by some basic dyes. Then we can see this nucleus after staining procedure, after dyeing with some materials. So this nucleus, it is mainly having 4 parts. First one is nuclear envelope. Okay, this nuclear envelope, we will see the parts first, later we will proceed. Then nucleoplasm. Third one, chromatin. And the fourth one, nucleolus. What are the 4 parts of the nucleus? 4 components of the nucleus are nuclear envelope, nucleoplasm, chromatin and nucleolus. Let us see that parts in detail. How many parts are there in the nucleus? 4 parts. What are those 4? Nuclear envelope, nucleoplasm, chromatin and nucleolus. First, nuclear envelope. All of you can see here. This is the nuclear envelope. Here they have written nuclear membrane, no? This is only nuclear envelope. You can see this one, outermost one, outer nuclear membrane. This is inner nuclear membrane. So each nuclear envelope, 4 correct. Each nuclear envelope, it is made up of 2 membranes like mitochondria and chloroplast. Outer nuclear membrane, inner nuclear membrane. And those 2 are having a gap in between. That gap is called as, this gap in between them, it is called as perinuclear space. Perinuclear space. So nuclear envelope is having 2 membranes, outer nuclear membrane, inner nuclear membrane, and the gap which is present between them, it is called as perinuclear space. So it is acting as a barrier between the nucleoplasm and the cytoplasm. Outside this is the cytoplasm. This is the nucleoplasm inside. So it acts as a barrier. But you can see in the nuclear envelope at certain areas we have some openings are there like this. Okay, these openings are called as nuclear pores. So there are some gaps in the nuclear envelope. That gaps in the nuclear envelope are called as nuclear pores. Through that, exchange of materials can happen between the nucleoplasm and the cytoplasm. So many materials can enter into the nucleus, or so many materials can come out of the nucleus through that nuclear pores. So nuclear envelope is the outermost one, and it has two membranes, outer nuclear membrane, inner nuclear membrane. They are separated by a space called as perinuclear space, and it acts as a barrier. It will not allow any movement of the substances. But the nuclear envelope is having certain areas which are called as nuclear pores. They are meant for exchange of substances between the cytoplasm and the nucleus. So some materials will be entering and some materials will be exiting the nucleus. That is the function of the nuclear envelope. It acts as a barrier and it allows the substances to move into or out of the nucleus. That is the first part. Then second part is nucleoplasm. You can see here second part is nucleoplasm. This total thing, what is there inside? It is the nucleoplasm. All the substances which are present inside that nuclear envelope, it forms the nucleoplasm. In that nucleoplasm, you can see like free proteins will be there. Okay, then nucleic acids like DNA will be there, RNA will be there, and different molecules, enzymes, all of them will be present in the nucleoplasm. Okay, inside the inner nuclear membrane, this is present. And outer side, it will be continuation with the, you can see these are ribosomes, because they are having the rough endoplasmic reticulum here. RER will be there like this. So outer nuclear membrane is in continuation with the rough ER, because rough ER will be having the ribosomes on them. Then nucleoplasm, so many materials are present in that. In that nucleoplasm only, the third component, chromatin, is present. All of you can see this. The lines are there. Can you all see the lines? Black color lines are there. These black color lines are chromatin network. So they are the just black color threads and they are arranged in the form of a network. So it is called as chromatin network or chromatin reticulum. You can call it as reticulum also. This chromatin reticulum, it is made up of nucleus, nuclear proteins, nucleic acids will be there and proteins also will be there, and they will be looking like fibers, just threads will be there inside. So they are distributed randomly in the nucleoplasm. That is a chromatin reticulum or chromatin network. They are made up of nucleic acids and even proteins. So they are called as nucleoprotein fibers. They are present inside this and they will be meant for carrying the heredity. The characters what you got from your parents, it is from this chromatin. Okay. In a non-dividing cell, you can see the chromatin. Non-dividing cell, when the cell is taking rest, when it is not going for cell division, you can see this chromatin. They are the elongated thread-like structures and they are made up of nucleic acids and the proteins. They are present in the nucleoplasm. Third part is over. The last one, nucleolus. The nucleolus is this structure. All of you can see here, this is the nucleolus. Nucleolus. Okay. Though I have given a boundary, it is not having any boundary like that as such, because it is in continuation with the nucleoplasm. Continuation with the nucleoplasm. So here everything can go, enter, it can come out because it is not having any membrane. It is present in the nucleoplasm and it is in continuation with the nucleoplasm. So any substances can go in and can come out. This is amembranous structure. That is the important part about the nucleolus. It is the amembranous structure. It is not a cell organelle, but it is amembranous structure or component of the nucleus. It is not surrounded by any membrane. And this nucleolus is concerned with ribosomal RNA synthesis. You know that ribosomes are made up of rRNA and proteins, no? So this rRNA will be synthesized by the nucleolus. So as a component of the ribosome, nucleolus is involved in the synthesis of rRNA, and then proteins are also present here. So nucleolus is meant for the synthesis of ribosomes. This nucleolus is concerned with ribosome synthesis. So it is called as ribosome factory of this cell. As it is involved in the rRNA synthesis, ribosomal RNA synthesis, it synthesizes ribosomal subunits, that 50S, 30S you have learnt, no? Then 60S and 40S. That ribosome factory of this cell, okay, is the nucleolus. It is present in the nucleus. It can be one or more than one can be there, but it is not surrounded by any membrane. It is concerned with the synthesis of rRNA, and in that way it is synthesizing the ribosome. So it is called as ribosome factory of the cell. All the ribosomes 70S and 80S, they will be generally synthesized here, and they will be coming through the nuclear pores into the cytoplasm. And there they will be synthesizing the proteins, ribosomes. So this is about the nucleus, which is called as, it controls all the activities, hereditary activities, it controls all the cell organelles which are present in a cell. So it is called as brain of the cell, brain of the cell, or master of the cell, brain or master. Nucleus is called as brain of the cell or master of the cell because it controls all the cell organelles which are present in that cell. So as it is controlling all the cell organelles, it is called brain and master of the cell. And it has chromatin which is controlling the heredity also. So hereditary structure in the cell organelle is nucleus. Okay, I hope all of you understood. Yes. Nucleus is made up of 4 parts. The 4 parts are, first thing, nuclear envelope, then second thing, nucleoplasm, third one is chromatin, fourth one is nucleolus. Okay? Yeah, do you have any questions? Any questions do you have in the nucleus? Nucleoplasm, yes, what about nucleoplasm? It is the matrix which is made up of different molecules like DNA, RNA, enzymes, okay, carbohydrates, different materials are present in the nucleoplasm. No doubts. Okay, very good. Then I'll ask questions in this, 2 questions. Okay. So in the nucleus, among the 4 components, which is amembranous structure. Amembranous structure. Is it nuclear envelope, chromatin, nucleoplasm, nucleolus? Very good, Lekhya, nucleolus. Very good, Sairaj, good. Deeptika, very good. Nucleolus. Very good, all of you. Very good. Now, next question. Which is, among these 4, which is meant for transport of substances or exchange of substances? Is it nuclear envelope, nucleoplasm, chromatin and nucleolus? Exchange of materials. Exchange of materials. Same 4 options. Nuclear envelope, nucleolus, nucleoplasm and chromatin. Which one? Nuclear pores, Jayashree, correct. Hasini, not nucleoplasm. Chromatin, no. It is nuclear envelope. Very good, very good. The answer for that, exchange of materials occurs through nuclear envelope, in that particularly through the nuclear pores. Nuclear pores. They are concerned with the transport of substances between the nucleus and the cytoplasm, exchange of substances. Yeah, one more question. What is that, Shreyan? What is that? Nuclear envelope, correct. Yeah. Type the question. Nuclear envelope, correct answer, but through the nuclear pores, that is also correct. Suhan Mirja, chromatids. Did I teach you chromatids? I have to start, Amma. Yes? What is that one more question you asked me? What is that? Ask more questions. Okay, I will. Once we finish, I'll ask. The next cell organelle. I hope all of you are done with this. Last question. Which is the ribosome factory of the nucleus of the cell? Ribosome factory. Which is the ribosome factory? Yeah, one more question. Yes, ribosome factory. RNA ribonucleic acid, Manoj. Nucleolus. Very good, very good. So, though you are talking, you are attentive then. Okay, good, good. Let us go to the next one. After finishing, again, I'll ask the questions, okay? Next one, chromosome. All of you can see chromosome. It looks like this. What is basically a chromosome? Be attentive. I'll ask questions also. So, chromosome is actually formed from chromatin. In the nucleus, you have seen the elongated thread-like structures, no, like this. This is chromatin. This chromatin will form chromosomes like this. Okay, chromatin will form the chromosomes. Both are same thing. The elaborate network, okay, extended threads are called chromatin. Condensed threads are called as chromosomes. This you can see in the undividing nucleus or undividing cell. This you can see only at the time of cell division. Both are same, but this is the extended part of the hereditary material. This is the condensed part of the same structure. This you can see when a cell is dividing. When a cell is dividing. This you can see in a normal cell, non-dividing cell. Okay, both are made up of same materials, whether it is chromatin or chromosome. They are made up of the DNA, RNA, histone proteins, and non-histone proteins. Whether it is chromatin or chromosomes, they are made up of four materials, four components. First component is DNA, second component is RNA, third component histone proteins. These are some basic proteins, basic in nature, not acidic in nature. They are the basic proteins and non-histone proteins. All these four will form the chromatin if it is extended form. If it is a dividing cell, they will be condensed and it will form the chromosome. So, both are made up of these four. Elaborate network is chromatin, chromatin reticulum. Condensed form of chromatin is called chromosome. This you can see in the dividing cell. This you can see in the undividing cell or non-dividing cell. Both are made up of DNA, RNA, histone proteins, non-histone proteins. DNA expansion, the name is deoxyribonucleic acid. Deoxy. This is one type of nucleic acid. Ribonucleic acid. RNA. Just ribonucleic acid. These two are two types of nucleic acids present in the organisms. Genetic material. In our cells, the genetic materials are nucleic acids and there are two types, DNA and RNA. That too will be there in the chromosomes. And now you can see the structure of the chromosome. This structure of the chromosome you can see when a cell is dividing. And you can see clearly in this part, whichever the one half is there, this side and this side, okay, longitudinal half, this side it is called one chromatid, this side the other half, okay, left half and right half, they are called chromatids, okay. So this chromosome, when a cell is dividing, it has 1 and 2 chromatids. These 2 chromatids are joined by a special structure in the center. You can see this structure in the center, they are joined together at the center. This structure which is joining the 2 chromatids is called centromere. So each chromosome is made up of 2 chromatids and the 2 chromatids are joined at the center by centromere. So it will be connecting the 2 chromatids in the center, it will be holding the 2 chromatids together. Each half of the chromosome, longitudinal half of the chromosome, left side and right side, it is called as chromatid. So this chromosome has 2 chromatids which are joined in the center by centromere, held together by centromere. Now the next one, the ends of the chromosomes, you can see the ends, this is the end part of the chromosome. These ends of the chromosomes are called telomeres, ends of the chromosomes, they are called as telomeres. You can see here also telomere is given. But sometimes some chromosomes will have, after this there is a constriction and after that a knob-like body will be there. Some chromosomes will have this constriction and a knob-like body. This constriction is called as secondary constriction. Secondary constriction. Okay, and this part, a knob-like body which is present, is called satellite. A small fragment will be there attached to the secondary constriction, that is called as satellite. These are not present in all the chromosomes, few chromosomes will be having this. Few chromosomes only will have the secondary constriction and the satellite. So you have the chromosome with parts like chromatids, centromere, telomeres, secondary constriction and satellite. As they contain DNA and RNA, these chromosomes are called as hereditary materials. They are concerned with hereditary. That means they will be carrying the characters from parents to offsprings. So this function, chromosome functions, they control heredity. They are responsible for heredity. So they will be controlling certain characters from the parents to offsprings, what we are getting, everything will be controlled by this chromosomes. So here, this is the main function, hereditary structures which are present inside the nucleus. Okay, darkly stained portions, they will have the stain. If you stain the nucleus, they will be appearing like darkly stained ones inside the nucleus. So that chromosomes will be made up of the DNA, RNA, histone proteins, non-histone proteins. DNA, RNA, they will be controlling the hereditary characters. They are the nucleic acids. Each chromosome, it is having the parts like 2 chromatids are there, okay, which are joined at the centromere. The ends of the chromosomes are called telomeres. In certain chromosomes, after telomere, we have a narrow constriction. It is a non-stainable part. It will not take the stain generally, non-stainable part. That is called secondary constriction, and after that a knob-like structure is present which is called satellite. This secondary constriction and satellite are not present in all the chromosomes, they are present in only some chromosomes. And we have, humans, we have in every cell, okay, 46 chromosomes. We have number of chromosomes, 46 chromosomes we have. Human cell. or you can call it as 23 pairs of chromosomes. 23 pairs. 23 pairs of chromosomes we have, which is equal to 46 chromosomes. Okay. And these chromosomes will be controlling different characters like autosomes and allosomes are there. Autosomes means they control the body characters. Allosomes means they will control the sex of the person, whether male or female. So that chromosomes will be there, and this chromosome number is specific for each organism. It is specific for each organism, each and every organism. That means human beings, all of us, we have the 46 chromosomes generally, unless and until the persons are having any syndromes. So general number of humans, okay, 46 chromosomes or 23 pairs of chromosomes. And this number will vary from one type of species to another type of species. That's it about the chromosomes. I hope all of you understood. Autosomes, yes, they control somatic characters or body characters. Yeah, 22 pairs of autosomes will be there, and the last pair or allosomes or sex chromosomes, yeah. Yes, one pair of allosomes, yes, 22 pairs of autosomes, yes. Yeah. Have all understood? Clear? Are there any special functions of satellite and secondary construction? Yes, they are there, but yeah, you will be learning about them after coming here. Yeah, there are functions. For example, okay, secondary construction. Okay, it is concerned with nucleolus synthesis. It is called nucleolar organizer. Nucleolar organizer. It forms. Secondary construction forms nucleolus. So secondary construction is called as nucleolar organizing regions, NOR. Nucleolar organizing regions. Okay. That is the function of the secondary construction. Understood everything? Shall I ask questions? Shall I? Guys, respond. Okay, ready? Very good. Yes. Okay. So now, what are the longitudinal halves of the chromosome called as? Longitudinal halves of the chromosome. Longitudinal or longitudinal halves of the chromosome. The options are these. Secondary construction. Longitudinal halves of the chromosomes. Very good, chromatids. In the chromosome structure, how many chromatids are there? In that one chromosome. Next question, one chromosome has dash chromatids. Options are 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 chromatids. Very good, 2. One chromosome has 2 chromatids, left and right half. Very good. These chromatids are joined or held together by the same options. Same options. Chromatids are held together or joined by which structures? Yes, centromere. Very good, very good. Centromere. Correct, correct. Centromere. Correct. Centromere. For this question, the answer will be centromere. Chromatids are held together by centromere. 1, correct. Very good. Next. What are the ends of the chromosome called as? ends of the chromosome. Options are same 4. Ends of the chromosomes are called as telomere. Very good. Telomeres. Yes, yes, yes. The answer is this one. Ends of the chromosomes. Okay. It is 2, not 4, ma. 2. Okay. How many telomeres are there means 4. 4 telomeres. Because each chromosome is looking like this, na? Each chromosome is looking like this with one chromatid and second chromatid. Okay. This is first telomere, second telomere, third telomere, fourth telomere. So, 4 telomeres are there. Yes. Ends of the chromosomes are telomeres, and this chromosome is having 2 chromatids. 1, 2 chromatids and 4 telomeres are there. And this is called as arm. 4 arms. Number of arms and telomeres are equal. Okay. Arms. This is also arm. So, first arm, second arm, third arm, fourth arm. So, one chromosome will be having 2 chromatids. With 4 arms and 4 telomeres. This all of you have to remember. One chromosome will be having 2 chromatids with 4 arms. Each chromatid is having 2 arms. So, 4 arms and 4 telomeres. Okay, have all understood? Yeah, if you have understood, give a thumbs up. Read this one. And in the next class, we'll continue. Yes, one chromosome have 2 chromatids with 4 telomeres and 4 arms also. Number of telomeres is equal to number of arms. Yes, yes. Understood. Very good, Charita. Shreyan, yes, yes, yes. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye. See you in the next class. Thank you.
Okay, very good morning students. Stars, how are you? Vivek. Yeah, very good morning Sunil Reddy. Deepthi, good morning. Charita, very good name. Balu, good morning. Yes, how are you? How do you do? How's your day going? Stay home, stay hydrated. Please be careful with temperatures. Yes? Yep, very good morning. You just got on 10 minutes to wish me good morning. Then after that it is good afternoon. Yes, that's okay. I remember asking you 2 questions yesterday. You remember? The first question was that you inhale through nostrils or you inhale through mouth, air goes into lungs. Why? Question 1, isn't it? Question 2, what was that? Remember? What did I ask you? You cannot breathe and swallow simultaneously. I hope you tried it and failed it, isn't it? That is impossible. You cannot breathe and swallow simultaneously, isn't it? So let us discuss the possibility here. Why we cannot do this? Guys, please do memorize this. Pharynx, see this? Pharynx, it leads to larynx. Okay? And as I told you, pharynx is common pathway for both digestive system as well as respiratory system also. Okay? But just below pharynx, as we discussed that pharynx leads to larynx and larynx leads into trachea, windpipe. Common name of trachea was windpipe. Now what do you call larynx? Sound box, voice box. This is a simple path of respiration, but larynx, it opens into trachea. However, at this junction, just below pharynx, above larynx, almost there, there is a bypass tube. One more tube passing adjacent to trachea. This adjacent tube, it belongs to digestive system. This was actually called as food pipe. Guys, tell me scientific name of food pipe. Try this. Ishant, very good. Esophagus. There is an ambiguity here. Let me tell you, if you are following a British author's textbook, spelling of esophagus will start with E. Is O. Esophagus is British spelling. If you are following American author, there will be no O here, just E. You guys use esophagus or esophagus, both are acceptable. So no issues in that. That's up to you. So esophagus. Now, focus here. This opening of larynx into trachea, this opening was actually called as, what do you call this opening? Glottis. A thin opening from larynx which leads to trachea was called as glottis. And glottis was actually covered by a thin flap of cartilaginous tissue known as epiglottis, like this. This is epiglottis. So 24/7, all the time, this glottis is open. Epiglottis has no work to do because you're inhaling 24/7. Isn't it? 24/7, 365 days, all the time in your life. Glottis is always open because epiglottis sits standing there. It does nothing like this. But when you swallow food, we call that deglutition. When you swallow food, because of muscular movement here, epiglottis will now close. Epiglottis will close glottis so that food enters into esophagus. It doesn't go into trachea. Isn't it? Am I right? Am I understandable? Am I audible? I'm telling you that larynx opens into trachea through glottis, and glottis is guarded by epiglottis. All the time glottis was open, epiglottis has no work to do. But only when you swallow, this glottis will be covered by epiglottis so that food doesn't enter trachea, windpipe. It goes only into food pipe, that is esophagus. That is why you can inhale or swallow once at a time. You cannot do both simultaneously. Isn't it? Because of epiglottis. And I also asked you whether you inhale with nostrils or mouth. Air goes into lungs only because this glottis was always open. Therefore, air goes into lungs only, despite any source it may come from. It might be coming through nostrils or mouth buccal cavity. It goes into lungs through trachea. That was your answer. Correct. And yes, Tikshana, very good question. What about choking? Choking means? There are two meanings for it. Something gets stopped here, obstruction to your throat. And choking may also define like vomiting sensation. Both are possible, depending upon scenarios. So to make it more simple, vomiting. Vomiting is a thing related to your digestive system. And choking was that when all of a sudden, if this junction gets blocked, you cannot inhale or swallow. Okay, then you feel like dying. That sensation of no inhalation, no swallowing is referred as choking. If, then you can ask me, if food enters trachea, just asked by Balu, yes, possible. Food definitely enters trachea, no issues. Yes, it happens. It happens very often in babies because babies don't have proper epiglottis. That's very common. Still, body has got a solution for it. Entire tract was lined by cilia, isn't it? It was lined by ciliary epithelium. Even if a small rice grain gets in touch with the cilia and trachea, that will definitely be rejected back to your throat region. If something, a solid particle, liquid particles get into trachea, they will be refluxed into your mouth again. You might have seen this. Sometimes you eat food, drink water. That food and water was supposed to go into food pipe, but mistakenly it went into windpipe. See the scenario, you know this. You ate through mouth, but that came through nose. Happened to you? Hurriedly you may drink water after coming to home, after having a good game. You came home, drank water, and you drank so fast, food, instead of going into food pipe, water, it went into windpipe.
You drank through mouth, but that water comes through nose. Familiar with this? Yes, very good, very good. That happens. So even if something goes into trachea, no worries. That will come again through your nostrils. And the velocity of such particles coming out of your nose is more than velocity of sound, 330 kilometers per hour. It is very faster than jet plane also. Scientists actually measured it. That's it. Okay. Now, that was about your respiratory tract. And as I mentioned, the main organs which are responsible for respiration were lungs. So we have a pair of lungs. Location: lungs are found inside rib cage of your thoracic chamber, isn't it? You got pair of lungs. Guys, left lung is much smaller than right lung. That was for your common sense. Why left lung is smaller than right lung? Any guess? And left lung is made up of 2 lobes only, whereas right lung is made up of 3 lobes. Very good. To accommodate, to give space for heart, anatomically, left lung was much smaller than right lung. Very good. And your lungs, guys, please do remember, a lung is made up of spongy tissue. Lungs do not possess voluntary muscles inside them. Lungs may possess a spongy tissue made up of areolar, epithelium and loose tissues. Lungs do not have any kind of voluntary muscles inside them. And your lungs are protected dorsally, ventrally, laterally and posteriorly also. And for information, let me tell you directions of your body: anterior, posterior, left, right, ventral, dorsal. Dorsal is back, ventral is front. Whereas left and right sides were actually called as lateral sides. These are lateral. You might have learned this in symmetry in animal kingdom, right? Lateral, posterior, anterior, ventral, dorsal. Done. Back is dorsal always. Now, luckily, our lungs are always protected by a rib cage. Guys, please remember, your lungs were in thoracic chamber. They will always have a constant support physically, physiologically, because of your bones and muscles. Dorsally to the back, these lungs were having protection given by vertebral column. Dorsally. Ventrally, you got sternum. This is sternum, this part. Okay. Dorsal, vertebral column, ventral, sternum. Done. Laterally, this part. These are getting protection from rib cage, ribs. Ribs. Dorsal vertebral column, ventral sternum, lateral ribs. Not over. Towards lower side of your ribs, I mean posterior side, there was a dome-shaped organ made up of smooth muscle. This dome-shaped organ, which is composed of smooth or visceral muscle, was referred as diaphragm. Okay. I told you 4 components: dorsal, vertebral column, ventral, sternum, lateral, ribs, and lower side or posterior side, you can see diaphragm. Okay. All these structures, dorsal, ventral, lateral, posterior, they comprise your rib cage. Okay, na? Rib cage, rib chamber or rib cage. Now the interesting thing was, we knew about physical aspects of respiratory system. From external nostrils till terminal bronchioles. As I mentioned yesterday also, this is the pathway of respiration. We call it as respiratory tract. Below terminal bronchi, you can see a balloon-like chamber known as alveoli, where you can expect diffusion, that is exchange chamber, exchange location. Lungs consist of bronchi, primary bronchi, secondary bronchi, tertiary bronchi. You do remember inside lungs itself. So trachea got split into primary bronchi, secondary bronchi, tertiary bronchi, then initial bronchioles and final bronchioles. Final bronchioles lead into alveoli. Okay, so this branching of these tubes happened inside lung part. So we learnt about physical aspects of respiratory system. Now we'll be learning and discussing about physiological aspects of respiratory system. How? A question for you. Inhalation, exhalation, intake of air into your body is inhalation. Eliminate or exiting air from your body, exhalation. Inhalation, synonymously, inhalation is also referred as inspiration. Same time, exhalation, exit. Exhalation is also referred as expiration. So we will be discussing now physiology of respiration. See this carefully, guys. It's a very easy concept, and practically you can learn at your home. Practically you can check yourself also what is happening with your body. You can do this. Just follow my instructions. You will understand it very clearly. Okay, done. Am I clear to this point? Okay. So how many of you remember Boyle's law? Pressure is inversely proportional to volume. Know this. PV is equal to constant. Remember this. Yeah. Respiration happens in accordance with Boyle's law. In Boyle's law, we say that if you give low volume, if volume decreases in a container, pressure increases. If volume increases, automatically pressure will decrease. Same rule is applicable to lungs also, but here we are not speaking about any container as such. We are speaking about thoracic chamber or pulmonary chamber. So our topic of discussion is about changes happening to thorax, changes happening to your chest cavity, changes happening to your rib cage. As I mentioned you, lungs do not possess voluntary muscles inside them. You cannot control lungs. Remember this, guys. Lung will not have any voluntary muscle attached to it. Therefore, you cannot control lungs by your own will. However, rib cage, your ribs, they were attached to voluntary muscles, which means you cannot manipulate lungs, but you can manipulate rib cage. You cannot change pulmonary lung volume, but you can manipulate and change thoracic volume. So who is the boss here? Thorax, thoracic chamber. So any changes happening to your thoracic chamber will be clearly imply to lung also. Isn't it? Guys, I'm telling you again, lungs cannot be manipulated by you directly. You have to manipulate thoracic chamber. Therefore, if you play with thoracic chamber, that thoracic chamber will play with lungs. If you want to control lung, you have to control ribs. If you want to control pulmonary volume, you should control thoracic volume, because muscles are attached to rib cage but not to lungs. A question may come to you. Any change in thoracic volume will be applicable to pulmonary volume. True or false? Any change happening to thoracic volume will be visible in pulmonary volume. Any change happening to ribs will be evident in lungs also. Yes. Yes. Reason. What might be the reason? Lungs are involuntary organs, but ribs are attached to muscles which can be used by your own will. If you control thoracic chamber, you are controlling lungs also. Yes, very good, Vivek. True, yes, true, yes. But how? We'll see. So there are two aspects for this. We need to learn about two things: inhalation, exhalation. Very easy. Inhalation, exhalation. Before we can start about this, I'll show you something. Guys, all of you take this hand. Put your hand like this, just like this. Now your hand was in relaxed state, right? It was now relaxed state. It was now in relaxed state, isn't it? Contract it. Make a fist. Relaxed. To leave it in relaxed mode, you don't need any energy. But if you have to contract it now, you need some energy, right? Contraction. This is contraction, isn't it? And many of us think that relaxation, contraction. Now, think opposite. This is relaxation, right? Try with me, try along with me. Guys, this is relaxation. Now contracted. You guys did this, isn't it? I'm telling you, relaxation to contraction is not only just fisting it, we can also go for this. This is relaxed. This is contracted. See, relaxed, contracted. Relaxed, contracted. I am exactly speaking about diaphragm. Diaphragm is dome shaped, relaxed. But when diaphragm gets contracted, it becomes flat. At relaxed state, diaphragm was dome shaped. When it gets contracted, diaphragm becomes flat. Okay, so what happens during inhalation? Guys, inhalation is helped by muscles. Which muscle? Muscles attached to the ribs. These muscles attached to ribs, which are helpful in inhalation, we call them as external intercostals or external intercostal muscles. These are voluntary. You can control them. And one more muscle for inhalation, which is made up of smooth muscle tissue, diaphragm. Okay, both voluntary and involuntary will help you to inhale and as well as exhale also. So what happens now? You have to first contract your intercostals. Contract intercostal muscles. Guys, when you contract, see me, when you contract intercostals, your anterior to posterior side. So dorsal to ventral, this side. Look at this. When you contract intercostals, your chest raises up like this. Okay. These intercostals will help you to raise your chest. In which axis? Dorso-ventral. So contraction of intercostals will increase volume of your thoracic chamber in dorso-ventral axis. Okay, when you contract intercostals, see, raising up of chest, that is dorso-ventral axis. This is followed by contraction of your diaphragm. At rest condition, diaphragm is like dome shaped. But now, when you contract diaphragm, which happens involuntarily, diaphragm becomes flat. Diaphragm which is dome shaped, if you contract this relaxed diaphragm now, this diaphragm will attain flat shape like this. You first contracted intercostals, increasing thoracic volume in dorsoventral axis. Then you contract diaphragm, increasing the thoracic volume in antero-posterior axis. So this, so contraction of intercostals led to increase in thoracic volume in dorsoventral axis, like this. Okay, contraction of diaphragm led to increase in diaphragm in antero-posterior axis. Because of this, this is at rest condition. This is at rest condition. Diaphragm is still dome shape. Thoracic chamber could be represented like this. Because of contraction of your intercostals, dorsoventrally, thoracic volume got increased. Because of contraction of diaphragm, antero-posteriorly also, volume got increased. So the picture will become like this. See, there was increase in dorsoventral volume, increase also in antero-posterior volume, isn't it? So at rest condition, lung was like this, thoracic chamber was like this, but because of contraction in intercostals and diaphragm, it became like this. Because of this, volume got increased. According to Boyle's law, if volume gets increased, what happens to pressure? Guess it. Obviously, pressure decreases. When volume gets increased, pressure decreases. So, volume of thorax got increased, obviously volume of lungs get increased. Therefore, pressure inside thoracic chamber got decreased, obviously pulmonary pressure also decreased. Increase in thoracic volume is same as increase in pulmonary volume, which leads to decrease in thoracic pressure, nothing but decrease in intrapulmonary pressure. So because of contraction, intrapulmonary, guys, intrapulmonary means volume inside lungs. So intrapulmonary pressure got decreased. Therefore, there will be now difference of pressure between lungs and atmosphere. If you compare lungs or thoracic chamber is at low pressure and atmosphere is at high pressure. Obviously, pressure always travels from high to low. Therefore, air gushes into your lungs. Gushes means sudden entry. Because of increase in thoracic volume, see, intercostals contracted, diaphragm contracted, pulmonary volume got increased. Therefore, intrapulmonary pressure gets decreased, isn't it? Now, this decrease was such that lungs were at low temperature than compared to atmosphere. Always air travels from high pressure to low pressure. Therefore, air gushes into your lungs. Guys, either to contract intercostals or to contract diaphragm also. Contraction is ATP dependent process. You need energy to contract. Therefore, inhalation process is energy dependent. You need energy to inhale. Anything which depends on energy is called as active process. Statement: inhalation of air is active process. Reason? Because inhalation needs contraction and contraction requires energy derived from ATP. Therefore, as contraction is active, inhalation is obviously active, like this. Done? This is half of the part, inhalation. What about exhalation now? Intercostals relax, exactly opposite, relax. Same time, diaphragm also relaxes. Earlier, volume was like this. Because of relaxation of intercostals, rib cage goes back. Because of relaxation of diaphragm, it becomes again dome shaped. You can see volume got decreased. Therefore, what happens to intrapulmonary pressure? Pressure gets increased. Isn't it? I'm telling you, guys, intercostals relax, diaphragm relax, volume decreases. Obviously, intrapulmonary pressure will be increased. Isn't it? And it was so high, intrapulmonary pressure is very high than compared to atmospheric pressure. All events happening during exhalation are exactly opposite to those happen during inhalation. Every step. There we say contraction, contraction. Here I am saying relaxation, relaxation. There we said increase in volume. Here I said decrease in volume. There we said decrease in pressure. What happens now? Increase in pressure. And finally, intrapulmonary pressure is very high than compared to atmospheric pressure. As a result, air will exit, gush out of your lungs into atmosphere. Air gushes out. And in this exhalation process, we did not use energy. We did not contract muscle. Energy is not used. ATP was not spent. Any process which does not depend on energy, which happens as such, what do you call this process? Passive. Did? Yes. Therefore, inhalation is active process, whereas exhalation is passive process. Inhalation, there is contraction, exhalation, relaxation. During inhalation, volume got increased. Exhalation, volume of pulmonary got decreased. Inhalation, pressure got decreased. Exhalation, pressure got increased. Inhalation, air is moving from atmosphere to lungs. Exhalation, air is exiting from lungs to atmosphere. Typically, now, guys, inhalation and exhalation. Inhalation is active, exhalation is passive. Both are exactly opposite to each other in every aspect. There is one more thing I can share with you. Time taken for inhalation and exhalation. On an average, inhalation may take 2 seconds to do. On an average, exhalation may require 3 seconds. So one inhalation 2 seconds, one exhalation 3 seconds. So what is the total now? One breath. One breath means one inhalation, one exhalation. In, 2, x, 3. Inhalation 2 seconds, exhalation 3 seconds. So total was almost 5 seconds. If one breath is taking 5 seconds time, how many times do you breathe in 1 minute then? 60 seconds by 5, approximately 12 breaths per minute. Very good. If one breath is taking you 5 seconds, you may have to breathe 12 times in a minute. And it is not always same throughout your lifespan. No. Your breathing time, breathing pattern may change depending upon seasons. It will become easy to breathe in summer, but very difficult to breathe in winters. It will be easy to breathe at your location, but it will become very, very difficult to breathe you in hilly regions. If you climb on a mountain like Nilgiris, it will become very, very difficult for you to breathe. Same time, easy to breathe on land, difficult to breathe in water, and we do not have that capacity also. Okay, understood? So in 2 seconds, out 3 seconds. Now I will ask you a rapid 10 questions. Answer them. Done? Question 1. Trachea, bronchi, bronchioles are supported by dash shaped dash rings. Try this. Trachea, these structures does not allow trachea to collapse. What are those? C-shaped cartilaginous rings. Very good. Question 1 done. Very good. Which part of your body was called as windpipe? Windpipe. What is the name of windpipe? Windpipe. Trachea. Very good. Trachea. Name of food pipe. Food pipe. Esophagus. Very correct. Now, name of a cartilaginous flap, lid, which does not allow entry of food into trachea. What is the name of this elastic cartilaginous flap, which closes during swallowing so that food goes into food pipe, never enters windpipe? What was that? Epiglottis. Epiglottis, which kind of tissue? Cartilage. Again cartilage. Very good. Again. During inhalation, what will be the fate of diaphragm? Does it become dome shape to flat or flat to dome shape during inhalation? Tell me. During inhalation, what happens to diaphragm? dome shaped diaphragm will become flat. Very good. Diaphragm contracts. Very nice. Correct. What happens? What was the fate of diaphragm during exhalation? Flat diaphragm will relax to become again dome shaped. Exact opposite. Beta, now, true false. Inhalation is active process. True or false? Inhalation is active process. True or false? Accepted or not? Yes, true. Exhalation is passive process. True or false? Exhalation is passive process. True or false? True. Now, there's a mix-up question. So, because of increase in intrapulmonary pressure, we inhale. True or false? Because of increase in intrapulmonary pressure, we inhale. Because of increase in intrapulmonary pressure, we inhale. Wrong. Because intrapulmonary pressure shall decrease, then we will get that intention to inhale, isn't it? Yes. Again, increase in intrapulmonary pressure will ask you to exhale. Yes, true. Always there was a thermodynamic gap between own body and atmosphere. Always remember, energy goes from high to low, pressure goes from high to low, molecules usually move from high to low. That was a thermodynamical law. So respiration is not an exception for this. Air always moves from high pressure to low inhalation, high to low exhalation. Done? Okay? Okay. So we'll meet tomorrow, guys. So I'll ask you some more questions tomorrow. Is it okay? Are you ready for this? Learn things, learn things. Done? Shall we meet tomorrow? Okay, thank you. Bye.